Om Tat Sat. My humble prostrations to the all pervading Brahman, to my worshipful Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, to the Divine Mother, and to all sages and saints, and to each of you, divine soul, watching today's satsang. We are continuing our journey on mysticism of Devi Mahatmaya, worship of God as Mother, commentaries by my Guruji, Swami Jyotirmayanandaji Maharaj, and narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So let's get started. Today we will be studying a verse on meditation on Mahakali, also known as Goddess Durga. ॐ खड्गं चक्रगदेषु चापपरिधानशूलं भुशुण्डीं शिरः शङ्खं सन्धतीं करैस्त्रीनयनां सर्वाङ्गभूषावृतां यां हन्तुं मधुकैटभौ जलजभुस्तुष्टावसप्ते हरौ नीलाश्मद्युतिमास्य पाददशकां सेवे महाकालिकाम्. Meaning is, I adore that Mahakali who was invoked by the lotus-born Brahma while Lord Vishnu slept for the destruction of the demons Madhu and Kaitaba. I adore that goddess who holds in her hands a sword, discus, mace, arrow, bow, club, spears, missiles, a human skull, and a conch, who has three eyes and is adorned with the divine ornaments, who is luminous like a blue jewel, and who has 10 faces and 10 legs. So let's cover the mystical meaning of this. Goddess Kali is portrayed as the goddess with 10 faces, 10 legs, and 20 arms riding on a lion. She is a symbol of Maya Shakti. Maya means illusion, the goddess presiding over cosmic illusion in the aspect of the destroyer. On the spiritual path, an aspirant needs to overcome the gross impurities that keep his mind clouded. These impurities are the various ramifications of raga or attachment, symbolized by the demon Madhu, and dvesha or hatred, symbolized by the demon Kaitabha. The various weapons of the goddess are symbolic of numerous forms of energy that proceed from the goddess towards creation, sustenance, and dissolution of the world. The sword is the symbol of purified intellect. So, in other words, all these weapons that the Devi has are meant, the mystical meaning is they are meant to remove and destroy our impurities. So, the sword is used for purifying intellect. The discus is righteousness that is bound to triumph over all that is unrighteous. The mace pulverizes the obstacles on the path. The bow is the purified chitta or the mind stuff that sends out arrows of dynamic thoughts for destroying the forces of darkness. The club is unshakable willpower. The spear is insight and the missile is intuitive knowledge. The skull is symbolic of increasing dispassion or vairagya, and the conch heralds the rising of wisdom. The divine ornaments that adorn her are symbolic of spiritual virtues such as truth, purity, contentment, compassion, knowledge, devotion, and others which deck the soul of her devotee with the imperishable wealth of spiritual values. So, the goal is to eradicate the vices and cultivate the virtues. Her many faces, legs, and arms are symbolic of her boundless energy and her all pervasiveness. The human skull in the hand of the goddess symbolizes not only the need for dispassion on the spiritual path, but also the fact that all objects of the world are perishable, and even the very universe itself is subject to destruction. Therefore, we should not be too attached to anything. look at things with a transient viewpoint. Her complexion shines like a blue jewel and is symbolic of the fact that she is the deity presiding over the dark night of the soul. When propitiated, she leads the soul to her gentle aspects. So, as we pass this stage, then we move to the next goddess, Lakshmi Devi, the goddess of prosperity, and then to her most luminous aspect, Saraswati Devi, the goddess of wisdom. As we have discussed before, it's the same Devi in its different aspects. So, this is the essence of this. Mystical meaning and the verse that we chanted on Mahakali. We will be discussing Goddess Durga more tomorrow. Om Tat Sat.